Good morning, East Texas. It's time to rise and shine with the sun. The Grand Saline Sun. Right here on VZTV. Grab your coffee and come join the fun.
Welcome. It is another week here on VZTV. It is Monday, and it has been it's already started off as full-blown Monday, so we're not even for sure how much we're going to get into this show, how long it's going to run, but we're going to be here as long as the conversation will allow us to run. We have no guest. It's just me and Corbin in the studio this morning. Little Miss Katie's feeling under the weather, and if you're watching on the Facebook Live, I've got it pointed at the TV so you can see what the broadcast looks like on VZTV. So you guys go over there, and if you don't have the app, shame on you. You should already have it, but go. It's on Android, Apple, Roku, and Amazon Fire. Watch it live at live.grandsalinesun.com on our website. But the Facebook, you're only going to be able to see so much. You're not going to be able to hear audio as it comes over the TV. So if you want to hear the whole production, and also we're doing the Facebook because I am just letting y'all know we're out here. We're going to get started. I'll pull it down here in a little bit, and then I'm going to swap over to the TikTok side of things because we're trying to grow the TikTok and the YouTube and all that good stuff. Deep breath, Bert. Okay, here we go. Everybody, y'all jump on. Y'all go get on the app and watch that. We're trying to grow the YouTube and the TikTok, so y'all be sure and go and like, subscribe, and do all the follows and all the things that you got to do on those other platforms, so that way we're branching out. And when I tell you about us branching out, what I'm going to talk to you about here in a little bit is sort of neat. It's really cool, and it really blew my mind when I found out what had happened. So we'll get to that in just a second. But first of all, let's just roll the smoke signals, Corbin to Borbin. I love my smoke signals intro. I tell you what, there is just nothing better than that every morning. I just got to dance over here in this seat. Y'all didn't get to see me this morning because I didn't have the camera pointed at me. But anyway, now, as I alluded to a while ago, I got a message last week, and some of y'all might remember. If you don't, it's archived in on the app. But me and Ryan Henson sat here. We watched a little bit of Tucker Carlson, and he was talking about some of the things on 9/11, and me and Ryan got in there, and he and I are sort of on the same page. I'm not buying everything I'm being sold. Well, a really cool thing happened after that, because you'd sit there and think, okay, we're sitting here in Van, Texas, and we're at a clandestine location. It's just me and my 21-year-old boy over there, and we got Miss Katie, who is always on the show with me. You know, she runs at 20 years old. And then I got my beautiful wife back over. I love you, babe. She's over at work. And, I mean, we're literally a small team here. So to think that I get a message from a feller in Kentucky. Not only is this guy in Kentucky, but this guy was a part of the only independent report that went into 9/11. And he saw our video. So when I start talking about growing and stuff like that, that's why we're happy about this, because it's YouTube, it's TikTok, Facebook, and all this. People are actually getting out there. We had a guy see it in Kentucky. Now, I'd been talking to this guy for a few days. He messaged me, I guess last week sometime, and basically told me I was full of crap. And I was sitting there, and we got to talking, and he started using a lot of big words that I didn't really exactly understand. And so I'm not going to lie. I said, okay, well, maybe this guy knows what he's talking about. Now, where my smoke signals comes in, because it sounds a little bit rambling, so y'all just have to just bear with me in this little ADD moment here. But I just want to let you know this is how it played out. So he starts calling me, and he starts telling me all this things that I got wrong. He starts explaining his point. And here in a minute, we're going to watch a video that he had sent to me. But we had been talking, and then we'd been reaching back and forth. And I told him, I said, well, you sound like a man that knows. I want you on the show, because I'm all about having someone that does not agree with me on the show. Now, when I say this is where my smoke signal seems to come in. What I told him is only a fool has a closed mind. I do not have a closed mind. Now, I may play the fool many a times. I may play that part pretty well, and I may seem like a pretty seasoned typecast fool in your book. And I will admit, my wife would probably agree with you. But What I'm going to say is, I will never sit here and tell you that I'm 100% right. My motto is, I am not the smartest guy on earth, but I know the feller. If I have a plumbing issue, electronics issue, and evidently a 9/11 issue, I've got a feller that can come in here and prove me wrong, and I am okay with being proved wrong. And that's the message that I want to get out here today. Today, we walk along and we walk through this life as if we are afraid to be wrong. We sit there and we go, and if we even get the sense of disagreement from somebody, we almost take it personal. If someone is coming at you and having a conversation and you realize you're on the side of the wrong, it is anti-productive, it is anti-logical to continue to argue your wrong point. It makes logical sense to concede and say, teach me. That's where I've come a long way. And a lot of my beliefs have changed over the years. Age has been a factor because I've got a lot more life experience under my belt. I used to be that optimistic young guy. Matter of fact, I was probably the worst of the worst. I had that hyper optimism when I was a young guy because I thought I was smarter than everybody else out there. I thought I had it down. I thought I had it packed. And I thought it was common sense and logic that that everybody else was just an idiot. And this ran up for a long time until the gray started popping out, the wrinkles started coming in, and I started reflecting back on my stupidity. And I said, you know what? Maybe I was wrong. And so, therefore, I tried to change my life to get the wrong out of my life and get the right put back into it so that way my pathway reflects my perspective. Now, as we go forward in these conversations, and I always say we need to have a civil conversation, and you see me push these guys, and you see me question these guys, you see me ask them 19 times the same question in a different way. It is to have a civil discourse because I want to understand, and I want to know that you understand. And if you were told that you had this pack of evidence over here, and that's what you've held on to because you were told that without doing any of your own research, without having a conversation, without being able to be proven wrong, without accepting your deficit in logic, then you are part of the problem. I don't care how well grounded, how well founded, and how well heeled you are in society. If you will not ever refuse that you are wrong, or agree that you're wrong, and admit that you are wrong, if you will never do this, you will never admit to your human fallacy. And your human fallacy is you're an idiot. We all are. We come from inside a very closed mind, and we sit there and we think we have it figured out. And generally it takes proof to beat us over the head before we understand and believe that we were wrong. Well, I have decided I don't like taking beatings over the head, so let's just talk about it. Let's talk it out, and let's find out. So this man, and I'm going to flip over here. I got my little thingamajigger. Let me get back over here to my notes. Right over here, his name is, let this thing catch up. Oh, I'm not even in the right deal. Let me swap over here. Oh, how do I do this now? Because, no. Okay, what are we doing? Okay, I got to get out of this. Let's see. Get out of here. Boom. Anyway, I'm going to try to find this feller's name so that way I can properly. There we go. My keyboard dropped so I could actually swap. Come on. Okay, let's see. Are we in? I'm sorry, guys. This is probably gut wrenching. Let me just do it this way. Get right over here. Come on. For whatever reason, my messengers are not pulling up, but I got a call from a guy, and he basically was telling me that there we go. It's finally going. There we go. Carol Sanders. This is the man's name. And we began talking, let's see, July 18th, it looks like. I think it was about July 18th or so. They're somewhere around there, a couple of days ago. And he starts talking to me about how I was wrong on my analysis of the World Trade Center. Now, he sent me a couple of videos, but we were talking this morning on the way to the show. And as we were sitting there talking, I asked him, I said, well, I'd like to have you on the show. And he said, well, I'd probably have to call in. I said, well, where are you from? And that's when he told me he was from Kentucky. And he told me that he had done an independent study on the World Trade Centers, and he was part of the only independent study. He done it with several different doctors. Let's see, July 18th at 4 o'clock. And this is exactly how he entered this conversation. He said, "Your 9/11 crap is bull," with the poop emoji. It says no CD, no thermite ever found. So he starts off by calling me out on my crap, and I don't mind that. That's what I'm out here to do. So he calls me out on my crap, and then we go and you can, I don't know if you can see here, but we have been talking, and he's giving me, well, this morning he sent me 2 different videos. I know one of them's queued up with Corbin. I haven't checked the other one out. But the thing about this is, if there's evidence out there that I'm wrong, I don't mind changing my perspective, because as I tell everybody, I don't want to be the dumbest guy in the room. To me, someone that ignores proof is about the equivalent of a flat earther. A flat earther sits there and says that there's no curvature of the earth, and yet we've got so many different aspects of proof to prove that this is not a flat earth, but yet people still sit out there and argue it. Now I think it's become more of a humor thing, or more of a rage bait type thing, but I'm sure there are some people out there that still believe the earth is flat. I'm not going to sit there and say the earth is flat when I've got a globe in my hand and I know that it is accurate. So therefore, I guess my smoke signals today is just going to be, don't be afraid to be wrong. Just be sure you got the right information before you admit you're wrong and give in to the other information. Because just as bad as someone that comes at you and says that they know it all because they watched it on Fox News, well, so is the person that is for it because they heard one thing, they heard against it because they heard something else, and every time they hear a TED Talk that makes sense, they go that way. Just get the evidence, stand firm on what you believe, and don't be afraid to tell people you're wrong when you're wrong. And that's all I got to say about that. So, Corbin, how you doing this morning over there, Bubba?
Just hanging in.
He has got a job in Austin tomorrow, and so he's not going to be here tomorrow. So we're not going to have a show tomorrow. We had to reschedule James Cooley and Edie Booth. You've seen both of them here on this couch. They're going to be here Thursday instead of tomorrow. And so we're going to have a round table on Thursday with James Cooley and Edie Booth, and they're running for Precinct 2 Commissioner for here in Van Zandt County. So we will have that. What are you looking at me for, Bubba?
When's the Secret Service agent coming on?
He's going to be he's Thursday night.
Oh.
We're going to have a full Thursday of filming now. And if y'all sit there and say, well, dadgummit, shucks to gosh darn it, I don't get to see y'all tomorrow. Well, we're going to have 2 shows for Thursday. We're going to have our morning show where we get to sit down and speak with Miss Edie Booth and Mr. James Cooley. But then we're coming back at 7 o'clock that night, going back on air, and we're going to be sitting down with Stuart Fillmore. Corbin, give us a little, like a bonus symbol. Ching. Or do we not have them loaded up anymore? I didn't hear nothing. Let's see. Oh, did it? Oh, okay. Well, at least it came through. Anyway, if y'all do not know, Mr. Phillip, I feel like I'll keep calling him Philip now. Mr. Stuart Fillmore. Golly. Let me get over here to my mail. We'll get over here to email because I want to be able to read you his, this man's. I may have to get on my phone because I'm not seeing it here yet. I know this show is sort of all out of whack today. It's been, like I said, it's already been a Monday. And if you don't understand, it has been crazy. Because I've got it all in here in this email and it's not showing up, and I don't know why. So let's do this. Let's go to maybe text. Let's go in here to text. There we go. Now, anyway, Stuart Fillmore is a retired FBI agent. He's an author and he's an investigator. And he's done a lot of different things. He was a field agent for a special agent for the FBI for 29 years. He's the author of Tenahawk, Corruption and Cover-Up in Small Town, Texas. He's appeared on the Discovery Channel's Expedition Unknown, and they covered the escape of Alcatraz. They think that, I mean, and I'm not going to tease, I'm going to let him tease a little bit of this stuff, but they think that they've actually might have got away with it. They've explored Bonnie and Clyde's hideout and so much more. They're featured in Paramount Plus's My Killer Father, The Green Hallow Murders, an upcoming series on Alcatraz, The Truth on the Discovery Channel. He's working on a book about the JFK assassination, recently signed with Buchwald Agency in New York. I hope I said that right. He's recovered WW2 artifacts in Italy from his great uncle's downed plane. He co-hosts Back in Crime podcast with retired Secret Service agent Todd Hiles, which I actually met Fillmore through Hiles, and runs a popular TikTok channel called The Texas Crime Travelers, where they travel around and they look into crimes all over. And then he lives in Tyler with his wife, Gina, married 37 years, and he's got 2 daughters, and he's a grandfather of 2. So this guy, I put the flyer up. Corbin, do we have that flyer where we can pop it up?
Which one?
The one of Stewart coming up on Thursday. Okay, hold on a second. Let me send this over to him. Boom. Corbin to Bourbon right there. So y'all get to see how the cabbage is made today. When we don't have the ladies involved, we don't have a smooth running show. But anyway, so basically that to say, we're going to have some guy, probably the largest credentials here in the near future, and these are the kind of conversations I want to have because Stuart Fillmore, he drank the government party line. He believed all this, and then all of a sudden, as we spoke, and I don't want to misspeak, we'll have him on here for more clarification, but basically what it come down to was he said he got it on his desk and he decided he was going to work it like a cold case, like anything else. And without getting into too much detail, because I don't even know exactly what he's going to bring to the table, but what he wants me to do is he wants me to debunk him. So basically, he wants me to literally put him in the hot seat to test his theories here. He's had many people look at it, and he's always said, oh, there we go. Corbin's got it up. You can see it now. He says he's had people look at it. Nobody's been able to debunk him yet. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to feel dirty, but I'm going to argue the government's party line or the storyline that they've given us, the official rhetoric, and I'm going to argue it and try to debunk Stuart Fillmore on this. I'm not very optimistic because he's a very smart gentleman, but I'm going to do my best, and it's going to be entertaining. So that's going to be Thursday night at 7 o'clock that we're going to have this. And again, him and Mr. Hiles, Todd Hiles, I've spoken with him, Secret Service agent. Very interesting, folks. Y'all go check out their podcast. It's the Texas Crime Travelers. I'm hoping to get some of that content moved over to VZTV. If you're one of the few people that are on watching on Facebook, be sure to run over there to the app if you want to see the complete product. I've got the camera pointed at the TV so you can see what you're missing. But anyway, guys, so Thursday's going to be a big day for the broadcast. So tomorrow we're not going to have a show. We're going to have Edie Booth and James Cooley on the couch, round table about Precinct 2, and give you guys a really in-depth look at who your candidates are before November. They'll be both coming back. They're both friends of the show. We love both of them, and they're going to both be on this couch plenty of times before you get there, so you're going to be well informed. And then again, that night, we're going to have Stuart Fillmore. I want to give a shout-out to TJC and Mr. Kevin Fowler. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have met any of these guys because Kevin Fowler and I, he's got family from Grants Lane, and so he's got land down there. We had met at a Chris Tomlin presentation up there, ceremony, whatever you want to call it. They were recognizing Chris. And we went up there. Y'all may have seen it. I shot a video with Corbin and him on one of the first lives that we did when we were starting to build this thing up. We're still using cell phones, and me and Kevin Fowler were sitting at the same table. And he and I have been talking over the years, stayed in touch, and then he bumped into Mr. Hiles at an event on campus, and he mentioned VZTV, and the rest is history. Guys, we got some cool guests coming up. And on top of that, if we get Mr. Carroll on here, that sent me that message that was telling me about that I was wrong. You know, he said he was a part of the only independent investigation into the Twin Towers falling. These are the kind of conversations we want. I mean, I'm not in here just to play around. I want to inform. I want people to know if you go sit down at a bar and argue about the Twin Towers, at least have all the information. If you're going to sit here and you're going to talk about the Alcatraz escapees, well, we're fixing to have a fellow to tell you exactly everything that went on about it. JFK assassination. I even asked him, I said, all this latest document dump from the JFK from the White House and stuff like that, did it help? He said, no, he'd been doing this for too long. He'd already gotten the information that he needed. That's going to be a really interesting. So y'all be sure and keep up with that. Also, let me get out of here, get back over to Facebook real quick, because I do want to point out that we did have a fallen soldier. Her name was Isabel Gonzalez, 19-year-old Army private from Carrollton. She was killed in an Iranian strike on Jordan, the Pentagon said Monday. I'll pull this up. I don't know if you should be able to see it. It's on our page. There we go. There's her picture. Let me see. Maybe I can hit it and expand it. Let's see. Can we hit and expand? Come on, hit and expand. Expand. There we go. So if y'all haven't seen her picture, it's on our Facebook page. There we go. Corbin, thank you for pulling that up. Anyway, she, Isabel Gonzalez from Carrollton at 19 years old, gave the ultimate sacrifice. We want to thank her. Y'all be sure and keep her family in your prayers. As that song says, some gave all. You know, she's one of them that gave all. She went out there and paid the ultimate sacrifice so we could sit here and be free. So we're going to take a minute. Let's remove our hats and let's have a moment of silence for her. Thank you, Miss Gonzalez, for everything you've done for our country. We hope you rest in peace. All right, if you're on the Facebook channel, you're going to be cut off right now. I'm fixing to move over to the TikTok so we can get our TikTok live in there. Again, we're trying to grow that platform. If you haven't been to the TikTok, go to the TikTok so that way you can follow the live and all that stuff. So when we start doing more content, Corbin puts a lot of our stuff up there, a lot of our shorts on there. So, and not my dirty shorts. We're talking about the video shorts. So you ain't going to worry about going in and see none of my Fruit of the Looms. But anyway, I'm pulling off of here and I'm going to TikTok. Y'all have a good day if you're on the Facebook side. Now we're gonna be right here on the app. We ain't going nowhere. Y'all get to just see me in this right here, and we're done with that one. Corbin cranking up the music while we're doing this. Thank you, Bubba. Try not to keep it too boring. All right, let's see. Plus live. There we go. Can we zoom? There we go. We zoom. There's your gas prices right there. If you're tired of paying too much gas. There we go. Now we're on TikTok live. Welcome if you're on the TikTok side of things. We are doing our VZTV morning show, and as you can tell, we are moving right along this morning. We're looking at some gas prices. If you're watching on TikTok, you can always go to the VZTV app. It's on Android, iPhone, Roku, and Amazon Fire, and you will be able to go and watch the full production, what you see on the monitor right there. But right now, you're just going to hear me in the background as we talk about different things. So let's get back to what we were talking about a while ago. We were talking about, me and Ryan Henson had a show back a couple weeks ago where we were talking about the 9/11. And while we were talking about 9/11, I imagine I'm like several people. I'm calling bull crap on a lot of stuff that I've seen with my own eyes that don't make sense in my brain. But Carol Sanders from Kentucky reached out to me, and he told me that I was basically full of crap. And so when he told me I was full of crap, I said, well, I'm not one of those that doesn't mind being proven wrong, so tell me how I'm full of crap. Only a fool has a closed mind. Well, Mr. Sanders has dropped a bunch of words in here, and he's put, the conversation has gone, but he said he studied the dust samples personally. And lac-laid paint chips that will not ignite in a vacuum, and fly ash microspheres from welding rod flux were abundantly present in the dust, but nothing I would consider as evidence of thermite residue. The 1400 cc chimney effects in each building would easily compromise the steel to point of failure. Given that 2,600 pounds dropped 12 feet destroys the strongest mechanical floor connections, the tower showed remarkable resistance to collapse. Building 7 was hauled out by the collapse of the heavy mechanical penthouse, which was directly over the damaged elevator shaft reported by Barry Jennings. It's easy to see why the 3 buildings failed. Only high-rise buildings with huge chimney effect fires from damaged elevators from elevator shafts. And so he comes at it with he didn't just come at me with a bunch of fluff. He came at me when he started mentioning stuff. And of course, I told him, I'm not drinking Kool-Aid. I don't buy, and all this stuff. And he says, no, you fool. No, you have to fool aid. This crap was debunked in the microspheres debate in 2007. But twoofers will be fools. Show me any evidence that thermite, if any, you have. And then he says, and I said, things are getting crazy on VZTV. And then he said, lying isn't being crazy, it's just lying. Flash ash microspheres have been used as sponge iron in welding rod flux since World War II. Lac-laid was applied to the trusses. It an exact match to what Harriet and Jones found. And anyway, He calls it. I asked him if he wanted to come on. He was talking about shear bolts in the outer perimeter columns that caused the towers to rapid fall, just like shear bolts on farm equipment. The bolts simply couldn't handle the rapid shock loading. And he said he would consider it. He said, but his buddy, Dr. Frank R. Green, did write the paper on the collapses and design the computer model. And he said he helped David B. Benson figure out the fracture mechanisms of the three mechanical floors. And so, anyway, I'm going to just say this. The guy's got a lot of credibility. And, Corbin, let's go ahead. This is about an 11-minute video. I want to go ahead and show that. So, if some of y'all sort of buy into what I buy into, this might debunk it. We got a couple other videos that we'll play. But what I'm hoping to do is have him on. And if you missed the moral of this story, the cool thing about it is... Oh, hold on. So I'm going to try to do something. Boom. I seen him on there. I just invited Keenan Colbert on the show. I seen him watching. I'm gonna see if he'll jump on the show. Anyway, but as I said, I'm gonna invite him on the show. But as I was talking to him, he was literally in Kentucky. He watched our show. I asked him, "How'd you see this?" And he says, "I saw your video." So we're breaking out of Van Zandt County, and we're reaching some people that might actually come in here and bring some quality entertainment, not just a bunch of stupidity like I seem to bring along. So anyway, let's run over here to the lunch special screen, Bubba. We're rocking along about 30 minutes. If you guys want to donate, I'm just going to say this. We stay on air because of donations and advertising. If you've got a business and you want to advertise with us, just let me know. We can work something out. Share this and get it out there to the people. If y'all like the content we're bringing, if you like this stuff with ex-FBI agents, Secret Service agents, guys that know more about 9/11 than I do, that did a report, if you want to hear that kind of content, y'all guys come out there. We also got a golf tour coming up. It's called the Simulated Golf Tour from VZTV. We're gonna have people come in and play courses like Pebble Beach, Augusta, and it's going to be a simulated tour league. That's coming up in the fall. We're starting our first one in August. It's going to be coaches versus players. I'll let y'all know more about that as we get everything going. So we're going to have a golf tour league. We're going to have sports talk. We're going to have 9/11 talk and JFK assassination talk just coming up around the bend. We do it all, guys. And if you like this kind of content, y'all be sure. And $5, $10, it doesn't matter. It helps us pay for these subscriptions, just like we got a $15 Canva subscription that we got to pay. So, guys, anything helps. Go ahead, Bo. We got the big meal deal, $7 at the Grand Saline Sonic, and you can go in there, tell them that VZTV sent you. They jumped on board. We want to thank Sonic for jumping on board. Not only are they on for the show, but also they're going to be at the August 8th tent. We're going to be giving out free coupons from the Grand Saline Sonic. We want to thank the group over at Grand Saline Sonic. Hey, Jacoby. We're going to give a shout out to our boy Jacoby over there at the Grand Saline Sonic. So anyway, y'all go get y'all that big set. You can't eat that good for $7 anywhere else. Stop by the 7 meal deal in Grand Saline and get it. All righty. James Sherman Floor Care just got them a brand new van. They need to pay for that big beast. It's got onboard equipment. They just upped their game more than you don't even know how big their game is now. So y'all give them a call. They can get any stain out the floor. They'll get you vents cleaned. Y'all go check them out. You get 20% off. You say VZTV, he'll give you 20% off. My name, he and I go way back. If you sit there and you tell him I said he's ugly, he may even give you a wink. And 15% off at VZ Equipment Rental. Y'all go down there and see Julio. He's in Sweet D, but if you walk in there and call him Sweet D, he might blush a little bit, give you a little bit better deal. 903-376-5818. It doesn't matter what you need. They've got the equipment to get it done. 15% off of a week's rental of a backhoe, track hoe, or one of them skid steers. Bubba, that could save you some change. So 15% off at VZ Equipment Rental. Give them a call, 903-376-5818. August 8th, we're going to be coming live to you from the East Texas Heroes Festival going on at the First Monday Grounds. There's going to be a car show, a military show, swap meet. There's going to be a gun show a couple days earlier than that. So there's a whole lot of stuff. There's going to be events, music. I mean, there's going to be food and vendors out there, I'm sure. It's a free event. Come out there and check it out, guys. And if nothing else, these are heroes. These are our veterans from East Texas. Y'all have heard Phil Smith come in here. He's one of our regular guests, talks about our veterans. He's going to be there. We're going to be right in the middle of the action, and we're going to have an empty seat and empty mic. So you come in there and feel what it feels like on this side of the camera. Come in there and just join in the seat for a little bit. We've got, this is last week's special, but I'm going to tell you right now, if that looks good, this week's special is going to be even better. They open up on Wednesday through Saturday. They'll be getting us their lunch special soon. It's Tracks, General Store, Mercantile. Once you cross the tracks there in Van, look to your right. they're in Grand Saline. Look to your right if you're coming from Van, and you'll see the mural on the side of the wall. Pull in there. Everything is scratch cooking. $14.99. Generally get a side of drink, 2 sides and a drink. It's some of the best food you ever have. Me and my lovely wife, when we go there, we say it's like eating over somebody's house, not eating out. So y'all go check them out. And Milano's. If you like pizza, you go check out Matt at Milano's. They got the family special. They got fried chicken. Katie loves their biscuits. Y'all go check them out. There's their menus and stuff like that. If you're looking for something to eat, they got a lunch buffet for lunch. So y'all go get that lunch buffet. I mean, it's really, you get full as you want to be if you go over there and eat lunch with them. All righty. Thank you, Bubba, on that one. Guys, and if you see these cards here on the side, shop with these folks. These folks are the reason why we're here. We can bring you all of this kind of entertainment, this kind of trash. I could be wrong, and you can call me wrong. It's all right here on VZTV app. And if you're on TikTok right now, you can download that app. You see what we put up on the TV screen right over there, so you can see what we're broadcasting. But if you want to hear all the audio coming straight across from the broadcast, go download your VZTV app. Y'all be sure to like, follow, tag, share, all that good stuff. That way we can grow this. We're trying to become, a pretty big influence in rural East Texas. We want to bring your good news. We want to bring you heads up warnings. We want to bring you the best gas prices, the best weather. We want to be here for you as the only go-to live local now media agency here in Van Zandt County and beyond. You got any sports for us, Corbin? I know we got a new champion in FIFA.
Argentina took the loss over Spain in the final. Other than that, there's really nothing going on. Duplessis won over Usman by decision. Usman did get wobbled, but other than that, that's all I saw really of it.
All righty. And Also, let's go ahead and congratulations to Spain. I love how you put that. Argentina took the loss over Spain. It's surely Spain took the win over Argentina, but I can tell you was a Messi fan, so you wasn't going to give them that, were you?
Well, I really didn't care who won. I mean, it really wasn't America. So
I was sort of the same way. I looked at it and I was like, I thought I might watch a little bit more soccer, but I didn't. I mean, I'd walk in and it'd be on and everybody be talking about it. Like I said, I watched more of the reaction videos than I did anything else. All righty, well, let's go ahead and throw the weather up there for a little bit, Bubba. There we go. I'm not seeing any weather or any rain in the forecast yet. It looks like we're going to have a pretty dry day. Probably going to be hot. And so y'all got the same apps I do. As I tell everybody, I'm not a meteorologist. I'm not a guy that does... weather. I tried to do it over there on that green screen at one point, and I told everybody it wasn't going to rain because my weather app told me it wasn't going to rain. And I went out there and I got wet later that day, and I said, you know what? I'm going to let people cuss Cody Goschalk out. I'm going to stick to the news. So if you're following in, if you're joining in, thank y'all for jumping in on the TikTok feed. I see Lyle, Natalie, Tina Lamry, Just Follow Jesus. Thank you guys for jumping in. And y'all be sure we're trying to grow this Rural East Texas morning show news update. Again, we're going to have an FBI agent, our next FBI agent on next week. All right, Bubba, let's go ahead. Let's get a look at that radar. Again, as you can tell, there's really nothing but a bunch of heat out there. Can you tell me what some of those temperatures look like, Bubba? There we go. It appears I see a lot of 90s on there.
yeah, Grand Saline set at 94, the hottest in the area from what it looks like right now. Because Canton was 89, Myrtle Springs 89, Wills Point 91, Edgewood 92, and Mineola 90. I mean, around this area, Grand Saline looks like it's gonna be the hottest.
All righty, well there you go. Thank you so much for that, Corbin. And guys, honestly, I was sitting there thinking about playing that video, but what I want to do is, this show's a little bit low energy. And I don't like bringing low energy to our airwaves. Corbin's got to be planning for a big trip for tomorrow to head down to Austin. We want to thank New York lady. I don't know her name, but Corbin did some work for her. He works for Sherman Floor Care on the side. We want to thank Jamie for keeping that boy busy so he can also do the show and make money. But anyway, he met her. She's moving her daughter from Austin to SMU area, so Corbin's got to go down to Austin tomorrow and move the stuff up here. So we're gonna let him go ahead and get an early start on that. We're just gonna bypass the video that we had queued up. What I want to do is we'll bring that up since we're not having a show tomorrow. We may try to get Ryan in here Wednesday or something like that. Maybe get him because I mean he was agreeing with me. So if Ryan was wrong, I was wrong. He needs to sit here and take the butt chewing right along with me. Eat our crow together, Ryan. So anyway, Corbin, do you have anything you want to tell everybody out there? Guys, we're going to wrap it up today. I've sort of bored myself, and if I've bored you and put you to sleep while you're driving down the road, I'm sorry. I hope you didn't hit anything hard. But if not, we will try to do better as we go. And anyway, thank y'all for joining the show today. Be out there at August 8th in Canton at the First Monday Grounds with us. And I guess we'll just see y'all tomorrow. Well, no, we will not see y'all tomorrow. No show tomorrow. We're doubling up on Thursday, so we'll have both shows Thursday. The BERT show, 7 o'clock with Stuart Fillmore. And then we'll have Cooley and Booth on Thursday morning. So we'll see y'all Wednesday. So anyway, sorry the show was boring. I suck. I'm ashamed. Bye-bye. Only on VZTV.